Stay with us.
Okay, so ready to jump back into our deep dive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Into the Essex and Thames SCITT program. You mentioned earlier about the SEND.
Yeah.
And behavior specialisms.
Yes.
So can you tell us a bit more about those?
Of course. So alongside those placements we talked about, they also offer specialized training for those that are interested in working with SEND pupils, which is special educational needs and disabilities.
Or those with challenging behaviors.
Yes.
So that's really cool because you know you're going to need those specialist skills.
Absolutely.
If you're going into those areas.
Yeah.
So for the SEND specialization, what kind of experience can trainees expect?
So if you choose to specialize in SEND, you actually get to experience two very different school environments.
Okay.
So you'll have a placement in a mainstream school setting, working with pupils in either Key Stage 1 or 2, and you'll also have a placement in a dedicated SEND provision.
Okay.
So that will usually mean spending 2 terms in the mainstream school and 1 term in the special school.
So you get to see both sides of the coin.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good way to put it.
Which I think is really, really important if you're wanting to specialize in that area.
Absolutely.
And what about the behavior specialization?
So if you choose to specialize in behavior, your 2 main placements will be in mainstream schools, 1 in Key Stage 1 and 1 in Key Stage 2.
Okay.
But you'll also have a shorter placement in an alternative provision setting.
Oh, wow.
So you get to experience all different...
Yeah. So you're seeing it in a mainstream setting.
Yeah.
And also in a more specialized environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's really insightful, I think. Now, regardless of which placement you end up in, mainstream SEND or behavior, they are all guaranteed to be within an hour's travel of your home.
Absolutely.
Which is fantastic.
Which is a real plus.
Especially with the cost of fuel these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's go back to the assessment only, Rob.
Okay.
That we touched upon earlier. Can you break down the eligibility criteria for us?
Of course. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's specifically for graduates that are already working in a teaching role.
And have got quite a significant amount of experience.
Yeah.
So it's for people that want to formalize their skills.
Yeah.
And get that qualified teacher status.
Yeah. Without going through the full program.
So what are those requirements then?
So first and foremost, you need to be currently employed in a teaching role.
Okay.
And it doesn't just mean assisting in the classroom.
So you're the one that's leading the teaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to have full responsibility for the planning, the teaching, the assessing and reporting on pupil progress.
So you're in the driver's seat?
Yes. And you also need the full support of your employing school.
Okay. Because they're the ones that are going to have to back you.
Absolutely. They need to provide the evidence.
Of your capabilities as a teacher.
Exactly.
Are there any other requirements you need to meet?
So the standard qualifications do still apply.
Okay.
So you need UK citizenship or the right to work in the UK.
GCSEs?
GCSEs at level 4. Or grade C or above.
English, maths, and science.
English, maths, and science.
Yeah.
And a degree from a UK university or equivalent.
Okay, so nothing too surprising there. Quite standard across the board.
Yeah.
So what else?
You also need at least 2 years of teaching experience.
Okay, and evidence of having taught in at least 2 schools.
2 schools.
2 schools. Why is that?
So teaching in different schools exposes you to different environments, different student demographics, different teaching styles, different school cultures.
So again, you're getting that breadth of experience.
Yeah, you're getting a really good broad range.
Which is really important. Now, if you haven't taught in 2 schools...
If you haven't taught in 2 different schools, you can arrange a 20-day alternative placement.
Oh, okay. So there is that flexibility.
There is that flexibility.
Yeah, so 2 years experience.
Yeah.
At least 2 different schools. What else?
You also need experience teaching the full national curriculum.
Okay, so that includes...
So that means the core subjects.
Maths, English.
Yeah, maths, literacy, phonics, science, and a range of foundation subjects as well.
So your geography, history, art, music.
Geography, history, art, music, that kind of thing.
So really covering the full spectrum.
Full spectrum, yeah.
It's not an easy option, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not a shortcut.
It's not a shortcut at all. But it does mean you don't have to go through the full program.
I guess they're recognizing that experience that you already have.
Yeah, they're recognizing your skills.
Brilliant. Okay, so I think it's time to move on and start to wrap up our deep dive into the Essex and Thames SCITT program. Okay, so we're back, ready to wrap up our deep dive into the Essex and Thames SCITT teacher training program.
Yes, we've covered a lot today.
We really have.
Okay.
From placements to specializations, fast-track options for people that are already in the thick of it.
Yeah, if you're already working in a school, there's something for everyone.
It really seems like it. So let's distill all of this into some key takeaways for our listener.
Okay.
What are the most important things they should be thinking about when considering if Essex and Thames is right for them?
Okay, well, I think a big one is their commitment to practical experience. You're not just going to be sat in lectures.
You're going to be out there.
You're going to be out there in the classroom.
Learning on the job.
Learning by doing.
Which is so important, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're training to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You need that real-world experience.
Yeah, and they combine that with the academic side as well.
So you're getting
the
PGCE
So you've got that
alongside the practical.
Yeah, that backing, which is really good.
And they offer so much flexibility.
Yeah, there's loads of flexibility.
With the part-time options, the different specialisms, the assessment-only route. It seemed like they've thought of every eventuality.
I think they have, yeah. They're very good at catering to individual needs.
Which is so important. So if you're out there and you're thinking about becoming a teacher, Essex and Thames seems like a fantastic place to start.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about placements and qualifications and specialisms and things, what's one question our listeners should be asking themselves?
That's a good question. I think you need to think about which age group really excites you. Is it those really young ones, the 5-year-olds with all that energy and curiosity? Or is it maybe the slightly older ones, the 11-year-olds, that are developing that independence and critical thinking? Or is it working with pupils with SEND?
You need to find that niche.
Yeah, you need to find what you're really passionate about, because teaching is hard.
Yeah, it's a challenging job, and if you haven't got that passion, you know it's going to be a really, really tough ride.
It is. It's a tough job, but it's so rewarding when you're in the right place.
Absolutely. So to our listener out there, if this has piqued your interest, head over to the Essex and Thames website, have a look at their programs, and really just listen to that inner voice. See where you belong. In the world of education, this has been a really insightful deep dive.
It has. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep on diving deep into the things that matter most to you.